Botox is injecting her face with a poisonous substance commonly used to smooth out wrinkles. You're probably thinking Botox, but you'd only be half right. Botox is like Kleenex or Band-Aids. It's just a brand name, and for years it cornered the market. Dr. Rita Linkner is testing out a claim by an upstart South Korean brand that promises faster results. Jeuveau is the first new tox approved by the FDA in a decade. And the company is targeting younger customers by using bright colors, hashtags, and emojis, among other tactics. And it makes sense. Millennials are increasingly looking to Botox to prevent wrinkles before they appear, a practice that has yet to be proven. Our team invited Dr. Linkner, who is a board-certified dermatologist, into our studio to talk about this trend. This is Business Insider Today.
So this is one thing that I've noticed. So many young people are now choosing cosmetic procedures, specifically non-invasive. Talk to me about why we're noticing this trend.
The idea is if you can catch fine lines, wrinkles, volume loss, all of those early signs of aging early enough, you kind of will never have to grapple and do a full overhaul later in life. It's just like dental flossing and exercising, right? You want to keep those healthy habits early in life so that you're not dealing with a heart attack later in life.
Now, is there a point though where it's too much, and what will happen if we put too much in?
There's been this kind of overwhelming Kardashian-like effect where people are overfilling themselves, freezing themselves, kind of doing too much too soon. So the goal is always to find the right board-certified dermatologist for you that has that right aesthetic, where they're not going to kind of push you over that edge. You want to always look like you on your last day of vacation. That's always my goal with my patients.
Talk to me about, is it Jeuveau?
Correct. The new
What is the new product?
It's a great question. So Jeuveau is the newest neuromodulator on the block. Everyone knows Botox. It gets that name recognition. It's been FDA approved. Botox has for 22 years, but it's been a full decade since a new neuromodulator was FDA approved, Jeuveau being approved earlier this year, and it was just released out on the market last month. So I got my hands on it too. I did a really interesting experiment. I did split face injections on myself. So I did half of my face with the new product Jeuveau, and then I did the other half of my face as I would normally inject myself with Botox and Dysport. And it was riveting for me to be able to look into the mirror on a day-to-day basis and see if one product kicked in before the other and kind of evaluate myself how I liked it comparatively.
So what did you find out?
I was able to see it kick in faster. They all kind of peak in together at the 2-week point, so I did see that happen. The next question will be longevity-wise. Will it last longer than the other players on the market? And time will tell. We'll see.
And are there any other risks associated?
Less is always more with this stuff too, especially when you're as young as you are, Lionel. You want to be moving. You want to be able to animate. I like my kids to know that I'm still angry at them at the end of the day. So it's important to go less is more. You can always add more in the 2-week follow-up period, which is something I love to do with all of my patients. I bring everyone back in 2 weeks in, and I check all my work to make sure it's completely flawless.
Have you noticed an increase just as social media is getting more and more popular of people coming to you specifically because of social media?
I do. On a day-to-day basis, my mind gets blown when I meet patients that are coming to me straight off of Instagram. I think it's just the time and how millennials and how experiential we are with things that we really just like translating what we're seeing on social media into our own lives. And, what better way to do that than with your face?
We see everyone putting this perfect image of themselves out there, all of these celebrities with perfect faces, perfect lips, no wrinkles. Do you think that this has a negative impact on how we're viewing ourselves, and has that changed the way that we view cosmetic procedures?
I think it definitely can have a detrimental effect on your self-esteem if you're one of these people where you're constantly face-tuning pictures of yourself. Remember, I always tell my patients, your face isn't twins, it's like two siblings, right? There should be nuances and differences. There's beauty in that. Overdoing it, overfilling, freezing yourself, making you look unnatural, you can see that person walking down the block from a block away. So I really do think it's my generation's duty to really reel people back in and make them realize, there's beauty in having a couple of lines and having that movement and just looking like your best self. And that's always my overwhelming goal.
More and more young people are undergoing cosmetic procedures, often not to change their looks, but to prevent them from changing.